5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lab Live. Today we're sitting here with one of the most accomplished, one of the most underrated in my opinion. I'm sitting here with the hardest working, multi-talented. I know everyone throws around that term, multi-talented, but you are someone I can attest to is the definition of multi-talented. And like I said before in the intro that I fucked up, current, summer, hip hop. Can I say reigning champ?
Yeah.
Is that gonna put too much pressure on you?
I'm trying to defend this title. Let me put it like that.
We are sitting with the reigning champ, hip hop album of the year, summer 2020, YANGA Chief, uTatakho himself. What's good?
All good, man. I just want to send a quick shout out to an RIP actually to the first summer winner. I think it was Bob Mabena. Yeah.
Yo.
So RIP to that.
Yo, Bob Mabena. It's so crazy when you lose people that did so much for the game, but so many people don't actually know how much they contributed. Like I did a post about Bob Mabena, a lot of people were asking, who's that? And I was a bit shocked and a bit disappointed at people asking like, who's that? What is everyone going on about? But at the same time, like after a couple of days, I thought about it, I was like, damn, I'm actually disappointed in myself for not always putting those guys in the forefront, even though they were doing their thing, you know, even though you're still working, still hosting, you're still a big name.
Had a great career, yeah.
It's like we gotta praise those guys while they're still around more, man. We gotta praise people more while they're still around.
We really do, man. And, you know, me and you and people like us, we're fortunate enough to have a platform like music to do that. You know, a lot of people don't. And it seems like maybe someone isn't being celebrated, but, you know, the people that are actually celebrating the person just don't have a platform as wide, as far-reaching as the rest of us. You know? Yeah.
And those documentaries, I mean, people always say like, damn, we should have documented those first 15 years. We should have a documentary on that, you know what I'm saying? It does a lot for teaching people what was actually going on, how the scene was built, what was the environment.
How we got here.
How we got here. Yeah. How we got here. Yeah. And, you know, we hope that you have a documentary for how you got to this level. And I'm not just talking about the Summer Award, which is a huge feat, huge milestone that a lot of artists will never reach. A lot of artists do never reach, you know, even artists that have been in the game for 20, 30 years might never ever walk away with that piece of gold metal there. You know, that's a kudos from the industry for doing, you know, great work over a period of time. There's so many people that never got this, but the story is so rich. The story that still has to be told. Your story is one of those that I feel like we need to sort of tell. Because I met you as someone who I didn't even look at as a rapper. I met you as someone who I didn't even know you had an interest in music on this level. I met you as someone who was shooting content, someone who was directing, and someone I knew you had an input to what there has to go on, but now you are this huge star via music. Can you take us back a little bit, and for people who don't know, tell us about your entry into the music game?
I like to say that I kind of was fortunate enough to look through the window before like actually having to walk through the door. In a sense that, I mean, you know, when I came to Joburg, it was clear as day in my head that I wanted to rap, you know, or be an actor or anything to do with film and TV and arts, you know. And I was sitting in my first lecture and there was like 100 rappers, you know. And I thought to myself, dog, I mean, you don't have all the time in the world here, you know. So are you gonna out-rap all these 100 niggas? Or are you gonna get into the industry, the music industry, you know? And I was like, you know what? I took my first opportunity. I reached out to Slicker. And I just told him, bro, like, I know you're expecting me to tell you, you know, that I'm like the greatest rapper of all time. And I am. But, you know, I just want to let me ride with you. Let me just, you know, shadow you and see what you're doing. Because I like what you said about the industry, you know, and the quota and how much local music is playing on radio, you know. And I agree with that. So it looks to me like an industry that needs fixing, you know. And when I'm looking around, it's almost like everybody else is trying to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. And you're trying to like repair it. So let me help you repair it. While I'm repairing for free, you understand? I'm gonna learn, and then I will take my own path and go get into the rap thing. So I actually feel like I just took too long to make that decision, you know, because I was running into legends of the.
You felt like you were taking too long to make the decision to go into rap.
Yeah, because I fell in love with film, you know. I honestly fell in love with film, and I really became the guy you first met, you know. And it was only when that like didn't work out and I'd given it my all and I ended up like nowhere, couch to couch, you know, that like I made a pact with God, I'll call it a pact or whatever, but conversation, you know, on some, you know what, I came here to do music and I had a plan, you know, which was dope. I was going to learn about the industry and then jump into music, and I never did that. And I guess that's why things are the way they are. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to focus on making music. I don't know how we're going to get from this position to where I'm trying to be at. I don't know, but I'll leave all of that to you. And me, myself personally, I'll just focus on the music. And that will always be a sign of faith between me and you, no matter what happens, you know? Yeah. So today, here we are, bro.
Yeah. It almost feels like I was in the same place. Maybe around about the time we sort of met, I was in the same place because I had also had a deep love for film, a deep love for capturing the moment. And once I saw people around me being so successful, doing the music, there was a little bit of ego hit. Yeah. Where I was like, damn, I might have missed the bus. I might have missed the bus. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it now. It might have passed me. I don't know if I'll ever be able to catch up to those guys. I might just drift away into the wilderness. And that's sort of what I did for a little bit. You know, I even stopped shooting cats. I wanted to sort of like drift away. And then something just came down and said, there's this thing that you still do every day. You still write songs in your head. You're still trying to record. You love listening to music. You love listening to your music. You love listening to the message that you had. And there's a difference between the message that you have and then what's out there right now. So you gotta go ahead and do it. You gotta go ahead and do it. For you, was there ever that thing of like, I might just hang it up. I might hang it up, and something big has to happen to say, okay, actually, I can actually do it.
The very first time I felt like that, I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And to be honest with you, I'm detached from like the result, because I'd been through like, oh man, this is my time. I gotta, you know, and I made moves like, okay, let's drop this one, you know, this one here. Okay, let's sign this guy. Let's sign to this one. Yo, let me ride with this clique, you know, because I don't want to miss my moment, you know. And then I literally just got tired, and I remember I made a song called Ndase. And I found I was arguing with Rich Mahog the other day. Well, he was arguing. I was just listening. But like, he was saying like, you know, Yanga, you've never failed to like amaze me, because even when I fight you, you challenge me and you tell me shit. Like even when you dropped that Ndase song, I told you that shit ain't gonna work, that shit whack. But you know what you've done? With that move, you created like a core fan base, you know, that knows you the way that I know you. And, you know, the other rap stuff was never going to do that.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I honestly, like, when I got to that point, I decided to make music about that instead of always making music about how I see myself, or, like with my ego and how I want to be and how I'm different from these niggas or whatever. You know, I was just in the moment where I made something that I felt like I needed to get out of my system, and it was real. And it built me my core fan base to an extent where like I know like even the hit songs that everyone knows me for are not the songs that my core fan base loves the most about me, you know. The second time that happened was actually led to the creation of uTatakho. That was the second time it happened.
Sure. A life-changing song. A life-changing song. It's not every day that you come across a record that could have that much impact. And quietly, because one thing I respect about you, you're not that type of guy to go on Twitter or to go on Instagram and say, I've got the song that's going to be the biggest tune. Mm-hmm. I've got this record that's going to kill the streets, kill the clubs. You're not that type of guy. Mm-hmm. And there's this humility about you, and you like you said, there's a section of your ego that allows you to sort of not disturb people too much, mm-hmm. but still put in the work. And when people feel it, they definitely connect. They always connect. But what is that? Where does that? In Zulu they say umoya muhle. I don't know what they say in Xhosa or whatever, but to know umoya muhle about you. And it's very rare to find guys like that in this industry that are super dope, that don't talk about it too much. They don't wave from the top of a building saying, look what I did. Look what I've created. Look what I've made. You don't do that, and you don't get into those discussions. I've never seen you have a back and forth about your record and resume. Yeah. Even with people on social media, maybe before, maybe not now because that thing is on the table, but before thinking Yanga's just a person who just gets opportunities from his friends. Mm-hmm. You know, how were you able to sort of keep a cool head while people are saying, oh, this guy's just riding the coattails of this artist and that artist. He doesn't have a career of his own.
If I had to just give you an answer, like
I hope I didn't say that in a way that makes it sound like I'm saying that.
No. Trust me, I'm very well aware of what people think of me and think about me, you know, and I've worked and gone through so many things to not care. You know, I didn't just wake up and decide, I don't care, or whatever, you know. I've gone through a lot of things for me to even understand why you would say that. I understand, you know, you don't like whatever. Yeah, I get why you wouldn't like that. But the thing is, that's who I am. So it speaks to you and how you accept people that are different from you or people that aren't doing what you want them to do and how you handle them in your own environment. You know, it's got nothing to do with me, how you're telling me whatever it is that you're telling me. But the most fundamental thing when you talk about umoya, you know, I find it very difficult to put myself as a person before my music because I'm younger, yabo, but my music is not just younger. Now we're talking my mom, my dad, my sister, my siblings, you know. Now we're talking you can't go up against that. You know, and for me to stand up and say I'm going to speak and on behalf of, who am I, dog? Who am I to come here and fight for my music? You know, am I standing in front of God and saying, no, this, and no, God is listening. God is looking. He knows what the score is. He knows what the full score is. There's no need for me to do anything other than to put my all and my heart into my music. Other than that, I'm disrespecting God most. I think I have more power than him. I'm going to put this guy in his place, not him. Oh, who am I, dog?
Where does that come from? Is that the way you were brought up? Is that from your family story? Where does that come from?
I think my mom taught me a lot, and most of the things that I've learned from her was just I was born with, and there were things that I probably didn't like about her. You know, she has a very calm spirit, you know, and she's not one to stand up for herself in a room full of people and, you know, blow her top or whatever, you know. She will feel the emotion, she'll be angry. But she's not the first person to take an opportunity to correct people and whatever, you know. And so my dad is the opposite. He won't tell you immediately, you know. So I think I took it from my mother's side, you know. But the things that I've done, bro, in terms of art and all these different hats I've been wearing, that I take from my grandfather. My grandfather, Knox Chakaza, rest in peace. He was a priest. He was a traditional healer. And he was the first shop owner in his community. And from spending time with him, I realized, even though I was a kid, now in retrospect, I realized that he wasn't all those things because he loves power and fame and this and that and that. He became those things because of the needs of his community. His community needed a shop. He went out there and did it. His community needed a church. He went out there and did it. His community needed traditional medicine. He went out there and did it. You understand? And that's how I see myself, you know, in my music. You know, it doesn't need to be what you're playing in the club every weekend. But somewhere, somehow, someone's life can change because I told my story and what I've been through. Everybody is too good for us, Mos. Everybody's too, you know, everybody's dripping, everybody's this. It's like a far-fetched dream. You know, it's like, damn, that nigga got it.
And there's always someone who's got it better than you.
You know what I mean?
There's always going to be somebody who's got it better than you.
I'm not going to run that race, dog, and be like, no, I got it the best. Nigga, to be honest with you, I don't have it the best. How about that? You know what I mean? That's my story. That's what I'm trying to say, that you can live in the North, you know, in a nice house with a dog and a beautiful girl and a lovely kid, you know, but you can still not have it all. We need to switch that mentality now that you're in the North, like you made it or you this, you know, like it doesn't add up in my world. And I'm not trying to impose that on your world. So my music is just me saying my part, and maybe deep down there you'll find something that relates. I can't speak on it.
I mean, I've been going through a lot of the motions dealing with, I've never said this publicly, but I guess that's what this platform is for, to have these type of conversations and also to communicate what I've been thinking. I have a big, not huge, but a somewhat of a regret that I feel like for so long, especially in the music that they know, not in the music that the Ricky fans that actually listen to the 7 songs on the projects, you know, that listen to
not
the music
stuff I called you about that other night saying, "Pa."
Yeah, this
that
one. Yes, you know what I'm saying? You get me?
Yeah.
Because there's 2 sides of Ricky. There's that one side that's a family man that wants to talk about growth of the family, a spiritual connection to things we might have lost because of our journey, a spiritual connection with my father, a spiritual connection with my mother, the lessons learned from just being a man in the 2000s and what I've learned on all the way on this journey. There's that side that wants to address those and pour more water on those seeds. But I've got this other side that is a fucking a boisterous fucking, you know, Liberace mixed with Slick Rick type character. I want to be, you know, I want to be mans from Casino, you know. I want to be mans from Goodfellas, you know. I looked up to those guys. I looked up to the guys with the shiny suits and had a roll of 10,000 in their hand. And for them, you know, the way to show that they made it in their section or they made it in life was to show you the 20,000. Yes, you know, that guy to show you that I got the whip, you know, I made it in life. I've also got that section. I've got that part, which is more of the boss zonke.
Yes, sir.
And it's been a hard road for me in this past couple of years trying to decide when I present something to the world, which side am I presenting? Which side is important? Because I see some of the destruction the boss zonke flashy side leaves behind. It looks great. Looks great for the cameras. It's great for the brands. It's great for the engagement. Gets the people going. It's great.
That's it.
But it's destructive. It's distracting sometimes from what we should be achieving in life and what we should actually be chasing. And I've got the other side.
Tough, man.
And that other side, I'm keeping to myself. I hardly communicate that side. So it's like we're living in 2 worlds, you know, living in 2 worlds. So when you say that it's about something bigger, it's not just about what that, you know,
conversation is.
That side, what are people going to talk about? What do they want? What do they think they know they want? What do they need, you know? What do they need? That's the important part. What do people actually need? And you've got that in your music. And I'm happy that you didn't do it the way of uTatakho first, 200 first. You did it the other way. You did it the other way. You gave people soul music. You made people enjoy who they are. You made people sing songs of happiness, times to rejoice. And that's something very special. And that speaks to exactly who you are. Yeah. And those records that you create as a writer, I feel like you won't post a list, but I feel like you should embrace those moments more, YANGA. You know, I'm not giving you advice.
Well, you know,
but you gotta embrace those moments more because, you know, AK is beautiful at doing it. AK can tell you about, look at my past 5 records. Yeah. That's why he's so great. He always reminds you, yo, look at my past 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this platform to also remind people that this is a real person that's done real things and that's still doing real things because he loves it. Yeah.
It was a very tricky decision to make or thing to speak about when your own trophy cabinet is empty. You know, then it becomes something else. It becomes, yeah, but what have you done? And you're only saying this because your music ain't really you know? That's the type of resistance that
but that's you.
I felt, you know?
But that's you looking at what people are saying back or thinking this is what people are going to say.
That's me
That's not the reality.
The reality is, though.
That's not the reality.
The reality is that I haven't kept this information to myself. But in saying it in every single interview and being asked about it in every single, you know how many songs you write for who, blah, 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 you know? Every single interview. You know what I end up realizing? Nobody gives a fuck. Unless AKA picks up his phone and say, YANGA wrote this hook, YANGA, wah. You know? In that moment, while that thing is happening. Then after that, and you know, I mean, there was an interview where he was talking about, you know, I wrote the 10 Fingers hook or whatever, you know?
Yes.
I mean, that went, okay, yeah. You know, still people are gonna come and look and say, hey, no, yo, you're dope, man, actually. Yo, you wrote all these crazy songs? That's dope. Let me peep your handle. What's going on there? You know, you need to have something to answer and something to show.
Is this part of the reason why a lot of people don't want to be writers in South Africa? They don't want to give people records that they know maybe this record's gonna work perfect for this guy. Let me send over this record. He can sing it. He can do it. Whatever it is. Let me give this person this record. Do you think there's that little bit of because we're such a small country and the industry is also so small and tiny? Do you feel like it's holding a lot of people back in terms of saying this is for you because they know hey, in this country to get respect or even to make money, I gotta do it myself. I gotta be the one who has the trophies in my cabinet. I gotta be the one who has the hits under my name. It can't even say feature. Yeah, bro. You know, like, you know, with this, not even to change, you know, switch it up, but with this right here, I even get shy to post uTatakho nominated for the Summers. Let's rock. I get shy to say best hip hop album thing. You know, I'm grateful. Inside, I'm so grateful to be part of that because I don't have one myself. I'm so grateful. I can't even do a post because I know people are gonna say, "I've Sek, where's the music? I've Sek, where's your album?" Even I feel exactly the same. Like people react in a weird way to that, and it shouldn't be that way because the industry can be so much bigger. We have more to give and more to shine than to let other people shine than to say, "Look what I did."
But you know? The information is there for those that are looking for it.
Not everyone, not everyone needs to know. Those who know.
Bro, it hasn't changed since the beginning of time. The information is there for those that are looking. You understand? Like, if you look at, I'm just gonna go off on a tangent here, but it's like my ignorant point of view. Like, it's not informed. I didn't research this, whatever. But like Africans, for example, like, was there a need for us to make a heater or, you know, or whatever? Was there a need for us to cultivate these big farms and build these buildings and sell food in a store. There was no need. Everything is available. You understand? But for those that wanted to, their information is there. You know, you can go out there and get it. Like people that want to know who wrote Sweet Fire can literally go on the internet and find out. You know, it's almost like what I had going on at the time when Sweet Fire and all this thing was going on or whatever. My nigga, like it would be the biggest clout chase. You know, and for me, I feel like I can't be involved in who wrote what, who did what, when. Oh, you wrote Ngasfela. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I did. But like, you know what? Like I said to you,
hold up. Did you say that yeah? What did you say?
Yes,
what did you say? Yeah?
Yeah. The hook. Yeah. It was me, Nota, and Tapsi. We wrote the hook. You know. So, but like that information is there, bro. This is my 150th
I never knew
interview.
That. But I never knew that.
Exactly. So what that speaks to is, Yanga, your machine, you know, your team or whatever you got going on there is not really great in making sure that Ricky Rick tunes in. Out of these 100 interviews you've done, you haven't even convinced Ricky to tune into one single interview to hear you say that. So the problem is not that I didn't tell niggas. You understand? Because I did.
And you're not gonna run up and down, keeping on telling them.
You understand? The problem is that maybe let me look at my situation. Why don't people know? And I've done all these interviews. Actually, you know what? Next time I pull up to an interview, I'm gonna pull up with a bad bitch. She's gonna be naked on the table, whatever. You know, let me make it exciting.
That's hip hop. That's hip hop now, yeah.
Yeah, but you see, but like you gotta, like I still needed to get out of my head. Because if I ran around with that information and I dispensed it like recklessly like that, it would have destroyed me. It would have literally killed me after that. And I would have gone down in history as the guy that wrote those songs. And that would have been my legacy.
And that would have been it.
Yeah. So for me, it's the same thing as not being, not having my name on Run Josie. Everyone was saying, no, how could he? It's my first song ever coming out. I don't have another song maybe that I've done before. And I thought to myself, well, this is a motherfucking challenge, ain't it? Can you make something out of just being on a hook with no name and no credit? Can you do that?
And you know, people get online and they want to create a level of animosity. They want to create the animosity for you. They want to tell you how to feel about it. They want to tell you how you should be acting about it.
I go, what?
People want to tell you like, man, I would be so mad.
Dog, you need to.
Or why didn't you keep? Oh, that record. Why didn't you keep that one? Why didn't they give you that record? Like, you know how people are. You should have had that record and put it on one of your joints. People like that, but people don't actually get that this thing is not a sprint. It's not about the first to the line to have a #1 record. It's about the journey, the marathon that you actually have dedicated yourself to be part of. You've dedicated your body to this long ass trip called life, and it makes it even more difficult to do it with music being your partner. Music is the most difficult motherfucking thing you can commit yourself to because there's no money. It looks beautiful. Everyone believes that it's the greatest thing you can do. If you put 5 kids or 10 kids in a classroom next to each other and tell them, what do you guys want to be? The one says, I want to be a doctor. I'm sure you will get 5 of those kids saying they want to be either a musician or a soccer player or a celebrity or a big star. You know, music is a thing everyone looks at like this is the perfect ending or the perfect way to live a life. Or you guys only work on the weekends. You guys are living the best life. And that's not the case. That's not the case. There's so much more to it.
I'll tell you, the monster that God has created in me through giving me all those L's after L, even when I wrote the biggest song and whatever. Nigga, where was I when we were winning those awards, nigga? Shit, come on. I ain't had nothing. I was just happy to be there, you know? And like the monster that God has created within me because of those experiences would crush the guy I was trying to be. Like this, like Thanos. Would crush him, dog. I'm the kind of monster that does not bite. I don't. I don't. But you come with your big axe and you look at me and you put it down. Like, actually, man, I was trying to, holler about her. I'm just, because those are battles I don't need to fight. And like, people, it's going to take a while for people to tune into that, headset or whatever. And maybe there's people that are already like that, but for some reason, those voices and those people are overpowered by the knockout blows, but like, we're not all in the same thing.
But Clout has taken over the game. Clout has become the number one currency. Clout has become the number one presentation. What have you done? That's the question. How many followers do you have? How many likes do you get? That's the question now.
I feel like Clout, is Clout the currency?
It's never, well, not for me. The way I live my life will never be, but everyone believes that Clout is the determining factor whether you are successful or not in what you do. Everything is measured. Maybe it's just the new generation of being on their phones. The more times you pop up on someone's phone and there's something about you, people mark that as like, yeah, you must be popping. You must be really happy. You must be living your best life. Oh, you did this. Oh, it's been a crazy month for you. You must be happy. You must be happy.
Yeah.
But they don't know that it's like, nah. Everyone's saying my name, I'm everywhere. But nah, I'm not really that happy.
Yeah.
I'm the most happiest when people aren't speaking my name. I hate it when I walk into a store and someone plays my music. It still makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like not a normal person. Because in some phases I get a stage, I want to walk through the mall and just be easy. Maybe I'm with my kids. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just by myself. I want to go, look what's happening at CNA. I used to like going to the comic book store. I went back actually today. I went to the comic book store. I went to go get some Black Panthers.
Have you picked up Loyiso's comic? What's it? Oh man, he's gonna. Damn, I can't believe I forgot what it's called. But it's a black superhero, South African.
I seen something about it.
Yeah.
I seen something about it, but I didn't see Ukichima. Is it Ukichima? No, it's not Ukichima.
It's like Kwanza or Kwena. Ukwezi. Yes,
yeah, Nyama's Ukwezi.
Yeah. So I went to school with that nigga. And he won't tell you this, but like I used to challenge him in art class. Like me and him were the top two. There was a bit of a gap between me and him, but like I was the next best bet.
So you're saying that you're about to also show us that other side?
Never.
You're saying I must go check out the Kwezi comic. I really want to check. I really do like.
Yeah, I want you to give it to your kids. I want you to read that for them.
And I have to. I went to the comic store to get some Black Panther stuff because the impact that Black Panther had on my children was huge, man.
Yeah, man.
Huge. They I broke the news to Mikey on I think it was Saturday morning, either Saturday or Sunday morning, and my parents never told me about people that I love that died. So they never told me when Tupac died. They never told me when Big died. I saw it in the newspaper at that age.
Yeah.
I must have been 9 or whatever. But I saw it in the newspaper. The information had to come from there. Because they could not tell you and you find it out months and months later. Or a friend at school will tell you, who sure needed Tupac, or whatever. But now, it's so fucked up that I have to always tell Mikey about these young, all black people that have passed away. I have to tell him because he's going to see it on the YouTube. It's going to come up on his apps. Dude. And I've had to break his heart so many times. I had to break his heart about Black Panther on Saturday. And for him, he's not looking at Black Panther as an actor. He's looking at Black Panther as the actual character. So I had to go buy him some Black Panther t-shirt just so he wanted something to keep from Black Panther because his other toy was broken. It's like Park. It's like the way I went and collected all the CDs, but I had to do it myself, And my uncle also was shared that pain with me. But I never had people growing up who would share the pain of losing those people and actually explain to me what it actually meant. Juice WRLD was his favorite rapper. That's why he's got the dreads.
Yeah.
He's got the dreads because of Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD was his favorite rapper. He used to sing Lucid Dreams day in, day out. Every night he was singing Lucid Dreams. Favorite rapper. I had to tell him, yo, Juice WRLD passed away. Triple X was one of his favorite too. Love Triple X music. I don't know how these kids get a hold of this music. It's not me. But they get a hold of it. I had to break his heart and say, you know, X is gone. And hopefully there's not any more that's going to really make him like, you know, really sad. But
he's not a Pop Smoke guy?
Nah, he wasn't. He didn't get that. I think the other ones were like X Juice WRLD made poppy songs. Yeah. Kids, I think a lot of kids listened to their music. A lot of young kids actually had a hold of their music, which is crazy because there's no clean versions on Apple Music, you know.
What do you think of that little immortalization gap?
Immortalization in what sense?
Like, for instance, Biggie and Pac are immortal. They were immortalized because, you know, when they died at the peak or wherever, you could go as far and stretch and say X, you could say Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke. What do you think of that window? Is it...
Well,
because, like, I mean, if Pac and Biggie were still rapping, like, who's to say?
Yeah.
They would be regarded as bigger than Nas today. Who's to say?
In some twisted way. In some twisted way. Maybe there will be some people who will relate with me out there, because I've suffered from depression, you know, chronic depression, you know. I've suffered from, you know, a lot of mental anxieties that I don't like to share too much because it's like something I want to deal with internally. I never want people to feel like,
oh, let's be precious. Oh, he's precious.
You know, treat this guy differently, he's sensitive, which I am. But the way my thing was working out, especially when I wasn't blowing up, that's why I always told myself, you know, I always say this, and, you know, my thing was to make one album. At 24 years old, at 23 years old, and even when I met you, I might have not been as deep in the rabbit hole. I might have not been as deep into the darkness when I met you, but I might have been around you sometimes when I was in a dark place.
Do you want me to tell you, like, the one place I remember?
You can, of course.
And you guys will probably tell me because I had no idea what was going on. But we were on this THT tour with Questa and Smashes and Zinger and X, right? And we were in this, what was the club? Not Booth before. What was the club? Not Booth.
Icon.
Before Icon.
It was Icon downstairs. He's talking about Icon downstairs.
Yeah. So you came to me and like, yo man, just let these, yo man, there ain't no beef, man, you know. Oh, you know, I'm good with these niggas, they ain't gotta worry. And I'm like, okay. I could remember, I'm not a rapper at the time. You know, I rap in the studio with these niggas when they're off tour, but I'm actually on tour like as a videographer, like you said, you know. And I never really got that story, you know, because I know, like, you know, you and X, and after that everybody was cool, you know, and then you did the remakes and whatever. So I always ask myself, you know, that was going on at the time. So I think that might have been one of the times that you're speaking of.
Thank you for not going into more detail.
I don't know no better.
Thank you for not going into more detail. But you know, man, I was on a destructive path, bro. And destructive because you know, like I lost my father at a time where I needed the help. I lost him at a time where I needed that nigga. I needed that voice, bro. And what a lot of people don't understand is that you cannot ever replace the voice of a father, bro. And it wasn't like he just died. It was like 18 years, maybe living with your dad for a year, and then, you know, going back to your mom's. I love being with my mom's, but living with him for a year. Like a child is not meant to live without his parents. They can be split up, they can be broken up, you know, they don't agree, they don't see eye to eye, they can't work it out. But for me, what really always fucked me up is that I always felt like I was a good kid. and I felt like I was gonna get the time to get the attention from my older bro, from my older blood. Thought I was gonna get that attention. I thought I would leave school, you know. I was at boarding school, so I can't wait to get out. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get out and speak to my pops and go see what he does. Let him tell me stories of how he found love, how he met my mother. I never got to hear those stories from him. I never got to hear the story of, boy, you know, find a woman like this, find a woman like that, treat a woman like this, treat a woman like that. I didn't get that. And when he passed away, I was so angry, so upset that why my life? Why does my life have to turn to shit when all the kids that I went to school with have both parents, coming to see them at football games, coming to watch them play basketball, bringing them picnic sacks, you know? I didn't get that, and I didn't get to see you after. So I was so angry, super angry. Even if you dig up some of my music was either very angry or upset or depressed, you know? So my depression took form in being angry at the guys who were doing it. Yeah. And I guess a lot of new artists or artists who haven't broken into the game might get those feelings sometimes. It's like, fuck, my songs aren't being recognized. I'm not being recognized. Why is nobody patting me on the back saying I'm dope? My dad is not there to do that for me. So I need it from y'all niggas. Y'all niggas tell me I'm dope. You guys better tell me I'm dope. And you know I'm dope. You know, and if I see you wearing something that I wore last week, I got beef with you. You biting my style.
You be killing niggas on the fashion too.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all that anger, you know, for me, you know, I had that anger in me up until 25, you know. And I always said, this is my last album. Coming back to the question that you asked, I always said my first album will be my last album because I didn't expect to make it past 25. I didn't expect to make it past 26. For me, I wanted to go out young, like Tupac. I wanted to die young like Tupac. I wanted to die like a Kurt Cobain. Suicidal thoughts is not anything new to me. It might seem like, you know, now it's time for every rapper and every artist to talk about having anxiety and being suicidal. I can testament to people that I know what suicidal thoughts are. I know what trying to go through with suicidal thoughts is. I know how to even take it further. I know how to take it further. I've been there. I've been to that dark place. You know, we've swallowed the pills. We've done that. You know, I've been through that darkness. So that immortalization for me, it was something that made me feel okay to feel those emotions. I felt okay that, oh fuck, I'm gonna die at 25. I might kill myself with this, you know, with this lifestyle. I might just kill myself with the lifestyle. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck, yo, you can say YOLO all day, but yo, you actually never die. Then you're 23, I'm not dead yet. Okay, 24, fuck, I'm not dying, I'm not going. 25,
I might get into the 30s. Yeah.
I might get into the 30s doing this shit. Fuck it. Yeah. I gotta change my life. I gotta change my life. I gotta switch it up. And those examples that you bring up, I hate to be the one who makes it look some sort of way. If those decisions were made earlier for those brothers and sisters, they all would have still been here. All of them. Pop would have been here. Pac would have been here. Biggie would have been here. X would have been here. They all would have been here if they got there. I'm blessed. I'm happy. Like you said, happy to be here. Just because I got there. I got to see my kid born. And it changed my perspective. Oh, damn. There's a different way for me to live my... that's my happy to be here.
It's like an afterlife. Not in a sense, but like, I can't believe that I get to live this life. Or this much of it, you know? I just want to, first of all, thank you very much, bro. What you've just said to me, like it's, you know... And I've always, I guess it now makes sense to me why I've always just like referenced or mirrored your story, you know, in terms of like, you as a human being on their own, there's no amount of help you can get from anyone that can make you something you weren't destined to be. it's only because you're destined to be that. You know, I made a hit song called uTatakho. I don't have a father. I'm not a father. At the time when I made it, I'm not a father, you know? And the role and the importance of fatherhood, like I also have the same problems. Like I had an older brother who's a year older than me. When I remember when I was a kid, like I wanted to learn how to drive, you know? But everything my brother did, I was there in the backseat while they were teaching him. And I'm like, yeah, tell the clutch him, man, you know? And I know what to do, you know? But you know what? I'm just going to pretend I ain't seen nothing. And then next year, my dad's going to teach me and I'm going to show him. Because he's shouting at my brother. I'm going to show him that me, actually, I got it. When that year came, you know what my dad said? No, man, ask your brother to teach you. You know what I mean? And that was how the rest of my life was with my dad when he was around, you know? And I'm also a manifestation of, I don't know if I can say manifestation, but like I'm a continuation of his story. And I felt there was a point where my dad came to Joburg and never came back, you know? So from like 12 to like 15, this nigga never came back. He came to Joburg, he called us for the first year, yo, it's all good, it's gonna be great in Joburg. Trust me, you're gonna go to this and that school. Yeah. I'm setting it up, boys, you know? And then Joburg just hit him, dog. Knocked him out. And he sacrificed my relationship or our relationship with him, you know? And so now, like, my story is so similar to him, you know? And I can't escape it, like, and I don't want to escape it because the person that I felt was more hard done by than even me was my mom, right? And my mom is the person that told me to never speak like that about my dad. Always hold him in high regard, you know? Continue his story. She showed me his legacy and things that I should have learned from him.
That's so hard. That's so hard to fucking do.
You know?
That's so hard to do because, hey, dog.
So
I get a shit.
It's so much of that, like the importance of a father, dog, in a family is unmatched. It holds the same weight as a mother. Like this is the only thing that holds the same weight in the household, you know? And the absence of it is also like a grave loss. Not just on, it's a grave loss in the whole entire story, dog. And I feel like, even when I look at things like, okay, racism and how they control black people and whatever, get rid of the man in the house, whatever. It looks like whatever on paper. But inside, dog, it's irreparable damage. You know?
It's hard because I only stopped blaming him recently, bro. I only stopped blaming him recently. Like when Mikey started becoming a bit older and I could do stuff with him and I couldn't be there. You know, that's why people say, you know, for me, I love music. I love music. I love coming to entertain you people and creating something for you people to remember. But money's important. Yes, do your job. Cool. That's fine. It's important to buy things. Cool. It's not that important for me to make an album or to go on the road. I love it. But for me to make an album because you want it right now, it's not that important for me than filling the gap of seeing my 5-year-old being able to ride his bike and teaching him how to skate. Because I didn't get that. My dad bought me a bike and didn't hold the seat for me when I was going down the street. Because I thought that's how it was meant to be in the movies. Your dad holds the bike, and
that's how it's gonna be.
That's the thing. Didn't get that. I got the bike, shiny bike, shiny, beautiful bike. It was a BMX, red one. I'll never forget it. I got the bike, got the PlayStation. He never picked up the controller, you know. He never picked up the controller. Those are the things I need to give to my son.
Yes, sir.
While I still have that energy, because I've given y'all my energy.
Yes, sir.
Whether you choose to accept it or choose to look at it as something that's valuable for you or not, I've given you my energy. I've gave you all of it. Forget just jumping on stage and trying to make a building come alive, which is a job that only 1 in a billion people can do. I've given you the time. I've told you my story, given you my vulnerabilities. You judge me harshly when I give it to you. You treat it like it's nothing. You throw it on the floor. You know, I don't want that anymore. I'd throw away the 1 million followers. Just give me 10,000. That's what Scoop always tells me. Say, my dog, I would throw away the 1 million for the 10,000 that actually cares about the life that you have to live, the life that you're trying to create, the example you're trying to set. And I ain't perfect, but all those things that I didn't get, I want to get done. That's it. And then I'm good to go. I thought it was the album. I thought it was the award. I thought it was the plaque. And then until I got that shit, I didn't even put it on the wall. You know, didn't even put it on the wall. It doesn't look nice in my living room. Fuck that. I need a Nelson Makam on my wall. That's more valuable to me than the plaque. You know, the work is done and it's affected people's life. But, you know, the thing to say it happened and you got to put it up, and that part for me is not important. The part that's important now is, does that young nigga remember? Does that young girl remember when this homie actually was there on Saturday morning or was there on Sunday morning, woke up with them and took them to Magaliesburg for a hiking trip?
Made food, bro.
Those are the moments I'm chasing. And you're right, man. Fathers don't get as much credit as they should. They don't get as much credit as they should. Younger. 2020. Yo, yeah, I'm so emotional. Yo, 2020, and I'm proud of you, man, and I'm proud of you on the level that I might not always be able to show it. And we were talking about it with Big Zulu, saying that you know, Big Zulu was doing those freestyles. He's been doing that same routine for 10 years, looking for the break. And now he's made it, and he's somebody people know and people respect. He's got the records and he's still pushing. He doesn't hold any animosity.
He's not bitter.
He's not bitter to everyone who didn't see the magic that was going to happen. And I'm really proud and really happy. You know, uTatakho are artists that I hold very dearly. And we share a lot of similarities that we don't even need to go on camera with, but really proud of that thing and the journey
to get there.
The journey to get there. It was beautiful in the classy way that you did it. You know, you didn't try rubbing in anyone's face that you were this amazing talent, amazing rapper, amazing singer, amazing producer. You didn't do it in anyone's face. And there's very few people like you, and you should be happy, and you should know that your family is happy, and the people that support you are happy to see this happen. I didn't see any bit of hate when you took this award, and I don't think it's even based on the album or the project, as you wanted to call it, because you don't necessarily call it even your album. You're still loading the album.
It's coming.
It's based on someone who took their time with this journey and gave the process the respect it deserves. Class act. Class act. Class act. You've never fed the fire. You've never thrown gas on it to make any situation that people are saying worse or sound more hectic. You've never been adversarial to anybody. You did it the right way. You did it the right way, bro. And I commend you for that. And that you deserve. You deserve that. Not just for the project, but for everything that you went through. And I hope we can do more of these sessions.
Yeah, man.
uTatakho, bro, I swear, I wish one day we could have like a full-on story.
Yeah.
uTatakho for me is like people I looked at. uTatakho, Vizo. And I relate more with the personal struggles of somebody. you know, like I say, anybody can make music. We make music because we like it, you know. Anybody can make music. The personal struggles and the personal demons that people have to fight.
Those triumphs.
Those are the ones that I'm there for. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, bro.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, bro, for this. Also for the platform. You know, I've turned down every gig during coronavirus because, you know, the blessing that it's been in my life and allowed me to actually look around and be present. My girlfriend always says I'm always on my phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I care about my phone more than I care about the people that I'm around right now. And, you know, it's allowed me to just actually absorb. And maybe like in 6 months, I will come out chest out saying, yeah, y'all niggas know it's me. You know, and that'll only come because like I've actually taken time to assess and absorb the journey in its entirety and the people that have manifested themselves to be blessings in my life, you know, and I consider you one of them. I consider D one of them. Consider Poeti one of them, you know. I consider X, Questa, every single person that I have has given me an opportunity to exist in their story, you know. It's not about who did what, you know. End of the day, that person allowed me in that space, and that's a very sacred space. I still have trouble allowing other people into a space where I'm creating music. So every single person that's allowed me to be in their space and learn and grow from them, you know, and help and with them create like amazing stuff, it's only served to make me believe in myself more. It's not about, Yanga, you're dope, believe yourself. That's just talk. Practice living life, you know, and they've taught me that, you know, and this for me is my thank you to SA hip hop in general, from the OGs, from your pro kids, your slicker smacks generation, to our generation, to the new generation. This is my thank you, dog. From here on out, dog, I'm making music for me and those 10,000 fans. I'm making music that means something to me that I want to live behind for my kid, and I'm still going to just like invest and trust in God to take care of everything else that needs to be taken care of. You know? So this is...
Yeah. Congratulations, Young. Congratulations. Lab life.